Now, Manny has a lot of experience, you know, at the highest level and competing at the highest level. And that makes this that much more interesting. But like I said before, there's no blueprint on how to beat Floyd Mayweather. And he can tell you that himself. It's gonna have to take the whole room together. You're gonna have to put the whole world in the ring to beat me. I'm the best.
He's always claiming that he's a greatest of all time. My question is like this: in which part that he can claim that he's the only one? Diba? He's the only one.
Why?
He cannot claim that he's the only undefeated fighter, which is maraming nag-retire na undefeated, more than 15.
I don't think Floyd will ever be a stationary target. I think Manny knows that. I don't think Floyd by any means is an easy fighter, or an easy opponent. Yeah, don't expect Floyd to be a stationary target. That's not Floyd. Floyd is Floyd. I mean, there's a reason why he's nicknamed the greatest of all time. There's a reason why he's the GOAT. There's a reason why he's 50-0.
Floyd Mayweather loses his temper in a tense broadcast interview and firmly tells Manny Pacquiao to stay focused inside the ring, saying Manny remembers their first bout and believes nobody can ever defeat him.
He's older than me. Oh, I'm still young, so and I'm always active with this sport. So what I have done and accomplished in boxing, I think it's one of a kind, because to get a different weight division is not that easy. So that's a prestigious accomplishment in boxing. And I'm not trying to boast what I have accomplished in life, but I'm just saying this to repeat they might forget that accomplishment.
Manny Pacquiao responds with strong emotion, saying Floyd Mayweather is past his prime and that winning titles in 8 divisions does not matter much, while insisting he is the superior boxer even with Mayweather's popularity.
Yeah, I learned a lot on that fight. Way back 2015, I think we become mature right now, and how to handle it, and I hope that it will not happen again, the way it is last 2015. It's the experience is not really 100%, but I'm hoping for this time around no more excuses, especially to my condition, and also for everything. I'm so excited and ready to the fight. Although before he wants an exhibition with me, but I disagree, and I want to fight with exhibition with him. I want to fight a real fight like this. So.
Manny Pacquiao says age means nothing to him and believes the strength he carries is still alive inside him, while feeling energetic and confident enough to compete at a high level.
There's 50-0, very talented.
He's not 50-0. He was, when he stopped out of boxing, he was 48, 47.
Well, Berto and McGregor and Berto
yeah,
the last
McGregor
year.
didn't count. Then he fought the Thai guy. Some guy had no fights.
No.
That doesn't count.
That wasn't part of the 50.
No, what's part of the 50?
McGregor's
not a boxer.
He went 10 rounds.
If they did MMA, but Floyd carried him.
By the way, counterpicked Mayweather to beat Manny in a rematch.
Never happened.
That's what he said.
Yeah. Never happened. Conor like that. It's not MMA. Conor's not a boxer. He's the MMA guy. If the roles were reversed, Floyd gets destroyed in about 40 seconds. Conor just takes him down.
But Mike Tyson gave Conor credit that he said he went 10 rounds with the pound-for-pound 0-0. I wasn't.
Floyd carried.
Manny Pacquiao's trainer says Floyd Mayweather's undefeated 50-win record does not really matter in this situation, pointing out that he has been away from boxing for many years, while Manny Pacquiao recently stepped back into the ring against Mario Barrios.
Talk about how I think this version's going to go, but what was it, 4.2 million pay-per-view buys, the biggest fight we thought we'd ever see, and it may still be that, but this is going to do numbers as well, no doubt about it. But the reason this fight is at least more interesting to me now than either of their exhibitions, and yeah, I'm throwing away how the first fight went, and that they were past their prime in that one, and that I may be getting the wool pulled over my eyes for what we actually might see. But let's be honest though, Floyd's 49, Manny's 47. We know what we're going to get. They're not going to be in their prime. We don't expect them to be in their primes. But Manny Pacquiao just came off a world title fight where I thought he beat Mario Barrios. I thought he beat him. Now, granted, it was a draw, and we just saw Mario Barrios get absolutely skunked by Ryan Garcia. It's showing us that, one, like I've said, Mario Barrios is one of the worst world champions in boxing, or he was.
Wade Plemons shares his view, explaining that Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao are both true legends who have already accomplished everything required to prove themselves as champions, and believes that a rematch at this point is not really needed.
Manny Pacquiao Mayweather about to go back at it in September. So a lot of guys coming out of retirement getting that Netflix money. Netflix is willing to pay for content, man, especially if you're popular. You know, they did Jake Paul. Jake Paul opened his damn door. Gotta give it up for him. He opened his door. And Mike Tyson. They've done other events as well. You know, Katie Taylor and Serrano as well. However, I was thinking De La Hoya was next. De La Hoya, you coming out of retirement? Clap back Thursdays. Nah, bring your ass out of retirement, big dog. For real. You and Tito. Tito to the dad. Tito to the dad. Yeah.
Tim Bradley says that with Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao making a comeback, other retired boxers could feel encouraged to return as well because of the huge money they could earn.
I'm not sure the exact number, but let's just say if you know what they're worth and they know what they're worth and they know the numbers they've done before. So if the numbers didn't make sense for either of them, they wouldn't have signed on the dotted line and we wouldn't be where we are today.
Okay, I'll ask one more. Over or under 50 million each?
Over.
Okay, that's a good benchmark to work with.
Yeah.
The first fight was billed as the fight of the century, but it failed to live up to the massive expectations, right? Fans were left with a bad taste on. After the fight, Manny said he had a shoulder injury. There were some lawsuits involved. How can this fight be different 11 years later?
You know, it's very hard to explain this, but these guys are in better condition.
CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions dismisses the critics by saying both legends understand their value and explains that Netflix is offering a huge payout while their strong physical condition makes this rematch reasonable.
On their record, Floyd currently has a record of 50-0. Remember, he retired at 50-0. It is possible he could go either 51-0 or now 50-1, or if it was a draw or whatever. But he's at least putting it up to be part of the professional record. Now, you might say, well, hasn't he been doing a lot of exhibitions since his retirement from boxing? And the answer is yes, about 8 of them or so. I believe he's got, by the way, a 9th coming up in April in the Democratic Republic of the Congo against, of all people, Mike Tyson. Also, just as a fresh reminder, the first fight, I didn't hate it, but a lot of people did. And remember, you'll recall Manny Pacquiao, after the fight was over, blamed his performance on his shoulder. But there was pretty widespread disappointment with just how big the fight was and then how little it delivered. Not necessarily to hardcore fans, although some of that too, but definitely to casual fans who were expecting a little bit more rock'em sock.
Luke Thomas explains that the upcoming match will be a fully official professional fight, which means the result will be added to Floyd Mayweather's career record, as he currently stands undefeated at 50 wins and no losses after retiring. But this bout gives him the chance to improve his record, suffer a defeat, or possibly finish with a draw. He also points out that although Floyd has taken part in several exhibition fights since retirement, around 8 so far, with another planned against Mike Tyson, this contest is different because it officially counts. Thomas also recalls that the first fight between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao carried massive hype, yet left many casual viewers disappointed, as Manny later blamed a shoulder injury for his performance, and the fight did not deliver the level of excitement people expected.
After the fight, Floyd had said explicitly, I'm not really going to do, I need to know what my limits are here. I'm not really going to go back to doing professional stuff, because during that week he was like, oh, I'd fight McGregor again and blah, blah, blah. He kept doing the exhibition thing, but now he's going back to the professional side. So let's talk about it. Why is this fight happening? I actually feel like the explanation is basically threefold, with some of that being really kind of sad, but some of it being something we should think about. Reason number one, both of these guys are broke. I mean, the reporting on Floyd recently has been pretty unambiguous. He is in a lot of debt. And despite the fact that he made over $1 billion during the course of his career, and by the way, did that without sponsors, by and large, without sponsors is a remarkable achievement. I don't know what he's done with his money, but he doesn't have much more of it.
Manny Pacquiao, now aged 47, recently faced Mario Barrios, and the fight ended in a draw which raised doubts about his current level, especially since Ryan Garcia defeated the same opponent in clear fashion, leading many to question if Pacquiao can still compete at the elite standard he once ruled. Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather's exhibition bout with Logan Paul in Miami showed that his skill and accuracy are still strong, but physical factors, like size differences, create uncertainty about his present limits. Both fighters now stand at very different points in their careers, with Pacquiao coming from recent competition and Mayweather mostly retired yet still technically sharp, making this professional fight exciting, but hard to predict as fans and analysts continue to wonder how age, timing and conditioning will shape the result of their rematch.
Come back and fight Tito. We always been wanting to see that damn rematch with you and Tito. Ooh. Yeah, Tito got Puerto Rico on lock. Imagine Tito Trinidad coming back and your old ass Oscar De La Hoya that still got that damn left hook. Yeah, man. Hey, they paying for content, and I'm talking about gravy. Big money. Big money. Hey, yeah, more money you ever made in one night in your career, Oscar De La Hoya. Anyways, Tim Desert Storm Bradley. Shit, what else fights we can think of? You already know the rest, and I'm out.
Tim Bradley talks about why big money fights between retired boxing legends are so appealing, noting that these matches create excitement far beyond the sport itself. He remembers that a possible rematch between Oscar De La Hoya and Tito Trinidad would have grabbed worldwide attention, driven not just by fans, but by huge financial rewards. Bradley points out that the money on offer for these fights often surpasses what many boxers make in their entire careers, making them hard to refuse. Fans are drawn by nostalgia and the star power of the fighters, while the athletes benefit from unmatched payday opportunities. Even if the fighters are past their peak, the mix of legendary names, curiosity and massive earnings makes these events hard to resist and ensures strong fan interest, constant media coverage and big profits for everyone involved.
Floyd fighting his dad, Floyd doing this, Floyd doing that. It was genius. And I fell in love with Floyd. I thought Floyd was just incredible. And then again, he got in the ring and it was fantastic. But that was then. This is now. Like, when's it gonna stop? When are we gonna stop rolling out these old timers? And Floyd is an old timer, people. I think he's gonna be 49 by the time this fight rolls around. When are we gonna stop wheeling them out? Like, let it go. Let the youngsters come through and let them take the shine. Like, it's just getting, honestly, it's getting crazy. And I say all this, I will watch it. Of course I will watch it because I'm a big Floyd fan and a big Manny Pacquiao fan. But like, the youngsters need their time to shine down. We've got a good group of youngsters. I was in Vegas to watch Ryan Garcia. I looked around the ring. I saw Shakur Stevenson. I saw Keyshawn Davis. I saw Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez. Like, we've got a good bunch. Let them have their shine.
Aid Oladipo shares his thoughts on how boxing has changed over time. Remembering the period when Floyd Mayweather ruled the ring, he describes watching Mayweather's skill, strategy and precision as truly captivating. From his early training to major professional bouts, every move seemed deliberate and brilliant, earning respect from fans, including Oladipo himself. However, he questions the trend of bringing retired legends back into the spotlight, noting that Mayweather will be 49 at his next fight. Oladipo stresses that while veterans like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao still have great skill, the sport's future relies on giving younger fighters the chance to step forward and make their mark.
Don't need to see this anymore. Honestly, I really don't. Manny Pacquiao is in great shape, right? We saw him against Mario Barrios. He could have been a world champion. We haven't seen Floyd for a while. Obviously, he's been doing his exhibitions. He always looks in shape, but I guess there's in shape, and who am I to say this to Floyd? There's fight in shape. I don't know if this fight's going to be a 6-rounder, an 8-rounder, a 10-rounder. I don't know what size gloves they're using. I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know, people. I don't know. It is what it is. Look, maybe I'm putting too much stock into it. Let them just have their fight. Again, I do want to know what's going to happen with Provodnikov, Pacquiao. I'm guessing that probably is cancelled. Like, if you're Pacquiao, why on earth would you fight Provodnikov when you've got the Mayweather check waiting for you? And if you're Mayweather, same thing. Why would you fight Mike Tyson in the Congo when you've got the Pacquiao check waiting for you?
Aid Oladipo expresses respect for both Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, acknowledging their legendary status and lasting talent. Still, he stresses that boxing's future depends on giving younger fighters the chance to shine. He believes bringing retired stars back repeatedly isn't necessary, even when athletes like Pacquiao remain in strong shape, as shown by his recent draw with Mario Barrios. While nostalgia and star appeal grab attention, Oladipo argues the sport must move forward, focusing on developing new champions, giving them a platform to display their skills, grow boxing, and keep fans engaged instead of relying on past icons.
And that was the last time that we've seen Floyd Mayweather in the ring. Now, for the out of the ring stuff, the stuff that kind of gives us a bit more of an indication as to what the hell has been going on with Floyd Mayweather. Why somebody who retired at 50-0, having beaten many of the greatest fighters of his era, has felt the need to continue competing in these gimmicky exhibition bouts. And especially given the fact that I think Floyd Mayweather made close to $1 billion in his career. I mean, his career earnings are absolutely insane. His activities since then almost feel kind of demeaning to his legacy, I suppose you could say. Well, I can tell you that I did a little digging, and actually there are a number of lawsuits that are currently active against Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s name, and they're worth a significant amount of money. From controversies around endorsing certain cryptocurrencies to millions of dollars worth of unpaid luxury items.
Henry, the boxing analyst, reviews Floyd Mayweather's activities since retiring, looking closely at his recent exhibition fights and public appearances. He points out that in August 2024, Mayweather stepped back into the ring for a second exhibition and controlled the match from beginning to end. While the fight had little excitement aside from a brief referee change, Henry highlights the unpredictable and often theatrical nature of these events, questioning why a fighter who retired undefeated at 50 and earned nearly $1 billion would keep taking part. Although Mayweather's skill and legacy are unquestioned, Henry warns that constantly joining such spectacles could lessen the historical weight of his career. These post-retirement choices show the balance between entertainment, financial gain, and preserving a legendary record, leaving fans and analysts debating how these events really affect boxing's iconic figure.
Are all alleged, and these are all the cases that currently exist against him. There's no record of some kind of settlement, and as far as I know, a lot of these are ongoing. To add to that, Mayweather even lodged his own case against Showtime. And he did that this year, reportedly seeking damages of $340 million. And the allegation there is apparently there's been a misappropriation of his fight earnings. Interesting that he's waited until 2026 to lodge this kind of legal case. Now look, at the very least, we know there are allegations out there that he hasn't been paying for a lot of the things that he needs to live his lavish lifestyle. Now, let's suppose that they're true. Why would one not pay for the things that they've been purchasing? Well, usually it's because you don't have the money, but you want to sustain your high net earning individual high wealth lifestyle. And so Mayweather lodging that legal case, it does sort of make you think with the timing of it, perhaps he expects to owe quite a bit of money.
Henry takes a closer look at Floyd Mayweather's life after boxing, pointing out the financial and legal challenges he has faced since retiring. He explains that Mayweather is involved in several lawsuits over unpaid luxury items, apartment rent, and disputed cryptocurrency deals, with some cases involving millions of dollars. None of these issues appear fully resolved, adding complexity to his public image. In 2026, Mayweather also filed a $340 million lawsuit against Showtime, claiming misappropriation of his fight earnings. Henry notes that while Mayweather's achievements in the ring are legendary, these ongoing legal battles and his participation in exhibition bouts make his post-retirement story more complicated. His career after boxing shows that even the most celebrated athletes face scrutiny and challenges outside the sport, leaving fans, analysts, and the boxing world debating how these choices affect his legacy and what motivates his recent actions.